So now that the DJI Mini 3 Pro has been released, we have a whole bunch of new drones that DJI has been working on, and they're now introduced to the world. People are playing with them, creating, doing all kinds of things. But one of the things for me that I started to kind of focus on, and it's something, it's not even that much of a deal. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe you guys out there might also think the same. But I started focusing a little bit on these obstacle avoidance sensors. The DJI Mini 3 is obviously has introduced a brand new body design for the aircraft. So they're starting to change a little bit how the drones are starting to look than before. Starting with the new Mavic, the Mavic Pro at the time revolutionized the design of the DJI drones. And now we're kind of seeing it with the Mini a little bit. Like it's a small change in the evolution of the aircraft design. And specifically for the Mini 3, it looks like it's based on the obstacle avoidance. So this one, as you can see, it has the omnidirectional, as the one before it. The Mini 2 did not have any sensors. I think it just had the bottom sensor for landing. But this one is fully packed. The sensors in the front are incredibly huge for it to see the landscape and obstacles around it. It also has, and let me just go into. It also has avoidance in the back part, which is right over here. So there's the front sensors and the back sensors pointing out that way, giving it a new design introduced into the DJI drones. So anyways, what this led me to as far as design, and based on my experience on flying these drones, and perhaps a little addition to these obstacle sensors, would be adding a camera. So not like a crazy camera, like the front-facing camera that they put on, like the 4K cameras. Perhaps, maybe, if they can make it small enough, but something smaller. I don't know, maybe not this big as far as this. I mean, this sensor is almost the same size as the camera on the main camera on the drone. So perhaps something smaller. So I'm not talking about the front, because with the front you already have the camera that you're always viewing on your remote control as you're flying. I'm talking more about the back part. So on the back part is where the problem begins for a few perhaps pilots, because you have to kind of hope that the sensors detect obstacles. And so you can see here, it's sensing. See, the sensory for the DJI Mini 3 Pro has a front and bottom that covers the front entirely, and then the back, which is on the top part, kind of covers an angled where it goes upwards and then flat out towards the back. So why not include a little camera, right? Like a little camera on the back. I mean, specifically for side sensors. So like if I go to the Mavic 3, for instance, it would be nice to have a side camera, or maybe like a camera on the left and on the right similar to the front here, but included on the back part of the drones. And it would be a camera, just a camera live view that I could see the back and the side, kind of like a wide lens. And it could be included in the remote, so you can turn that on and off. And you have your main view, and you have your obstacle avoidance sensor / camera view, and you could put those on the sides, kind of like, or on the top bottom corner of the remote. Little tiny camera, just so you could see where you're going. Perhaps that could just help a little bit more, regarding when you're flying backwards. You do have the sensors on, but there is an obstacle coming. You can approach it by already knowing to start going up or maybe to the side, and it could help the overall experience of filming or just flying in general, and safety. So just a little thought. Maybe DJI obviously probably already thought about this a million times. It's in the drawing board 10 years ago, let's say. And maybe it's just not the right time. But it's huge for when you're flying sideways. I would say probably for the sideways flying, it's huge, because you can, it will really help you when, like, sideways it's very tricky. So when you're flying sideways, you do want to see if there's anything coming, because sometimes you might miss it. There's been a lot of incidents where people just can't see what's on the side. The side obstacles, I don't know. I don't think they really work really good. I think it's just they're kind of on and off. I'm not too sure about the Mavic 3 Pro. I think they're pretty good. They're better than the Mavic 2, but I don't know. Maybe a little camera wouldn't hurt. Just so you have a little window on the remote control, right? Like, let me see where the remote control is. So we could kind of get an idea. So no, that's not the remote control. Here's the remote control. So, right, you have your main view, and then perhaps up here, and then right below it, you have two cameras, or maybe just one camera, just for the back and the side, so you get that wide view, and helps regarding the flying experience. Just a thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you thought about this. I think it would be a interesting addition to the drones, and maybe it will help in the future.